Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode for this program. And in this training, we are going to um, build this particular model. So this model you see right here, and the rest of the model that follows it is what was used to form this frame. So in my last video I posted the group, I posted the individual parts to the group so you all can download it and use it for your assembly. But right now, from the request I'm having from you all, I'm going to design it so that you can use the approach to design the rest of the model. So with that, you will be able to learn more about the features that Solidworks has for you and use it for your design. So I'm going to assume that from our previous experience with what I've taught you so far, this should not be a problem for you, and also this should not be a problem as well. And now I'm going to just design this, and let's see how we can let's see how we can be able to use this thing to get this 3D model. So I'm just going to extract the SolidWorks, and let's see what we're going to do from here. So now this model we see right here, this is the plate, and this let's take this to be our top plane. That is, this is the top plane, and then you see some chamfer right here. So this this double line is represented as a chamfer. And then let's take this side to be our side plane, our side view, our side view, and this is the side view. And you can see, and the model has their respective O. So now we have some given dimension over here. That is the overall this plate is like a perfect square, so the overall dimension for the entire square is 300, yes. And then the distance from this 2O is 250. And also we have some fillets and some chamfer, as I've discussed earlier. So now with this SolidWorks, let's see what we're going to do with it. Now I'm going to take it to my part. So I'm just going to wait for it to load. Okay, now we're going to be fast about this. So the first thing we're going to do is to go to your center rectangle. Okay, this is our center rectangle. Then I take my smart dimension, measure 300 by 300. So now we have a perfect square of 300 length and breadth. Then the next thing you do is to make sure it has a curved edge. That is, you're gonna have to give some fillet. And from our exercise, the fillet was given at the radius of 30. So when we say R30, it means that the radius is going to be 30. So from here you're going to change your parameters to 30. Then you begin to click your model to give it the fillet that is required. Now we can see that the sharp edge is gone. So the next thing we do is to extrude, and from our exercise, the extrusion is 30 millimeter. That is, the thickness of the model should be 30 millimeter. So we're going to be 30. Take it to extruded boss, and then make this 30. So now from here, the next thing we do is to make it to have some chamfer around it, and then the chamfer is specified to be 10 in 45 degree. So we're going to go to our chamfer below the fillet, then we select the individual edge, and once you are selecting, you have to be careful with that. Just like this one now, it's not supposed to be there, so I'm going to delete it from here by right clicking from this section and press delete. So I'm going to click this section, this section, and also this section. Now we can see that just this surface, the edge of this surface is selected, and then once you're done, we know that our as specified by our dimension, this should be 10 in 45 degree. So once we are satisfied, we check in here, and then we see that our model is gradually forming. So the next thing we do is to give it a respective O. Now let's we have to take a look at something from the from what we can see here. We will know that there are two distinct O. That is, this O that has a circle here is at the front side. Then this O that has some dotted line is at the back of the plate, and that can be described by the model in side view. So if you can observe, this O is represented by what you see here, which is 12 diameter. Yes, 12 diameter, and is being drilled, that is, it is being extruded cut, which goes by 10 millimeter depth. And at the same time, there is another O beneath this plate, which has the diameter of 12, and it's also been extruded cut to 10 millimeter. Now you can see there are two distinct O there, and it needs to be designed which go by the respective spacing. So the space between this O and the entire O is 250, and 250 means that the entire O is spaced by 250 millimeter, and the O below the plate is specified as 250. Sorry, this is 225 and 250. So let's see how we're going to design the Solidworks. Now you might be wondering, how do we specify this O? How do we distribute it around? The trick to that is to make sure that you give this a sketch, then you take your arrow to this section, then you take it to your origin, you just draw a random sketch, and then you go to your smart dimension, then you give this a dimension of 225. So this side too is going to be 225. So after we've done, we are sure that anywhere the point of this perfect square lies, that is where we're going to draw our circle, and that can be agreed by the space in between here. So the distance from here to here is 225. The distance from this circle to the other circle is 225, and that's good for the rest of the model. So now I'm going to draw that, but before I draw that, I'll make sure that this line becomes a construction line, so that it's not going to give us an issue when we are converting it into 3D model, because we do not need it for anything. We just want to use it as a reference. So we go to here, and then we click this section, we make it a construction line. You make it a construction line, so you can make it for construction by clicking this box, or you can simply right click, and then you click this section, which is going to make it a construction line. Now after doing that, you're just going to have to go to your circle to give it a O. Okay, so we're gonna dial in 12 immediately. That is the diameter of the hole is 12 millimeter. 12 millimeter. Then so now I'm going to draw another 12, but from the knowledge of mirror entities, I can use a single circle to distribute it around this all the model without me drawing any other circle. So how do we do that? I'm going to draw a line as a reference from here to here and here. So let's just see to what I'm going to do now. So I go to my mirror entities, I pick out all my circle, then mirror about this line. Now we can see that our circle is being formed. Now I'm still going to go back there and then click these two circle and then mirror about this line below. So definitely we have our two circles distributed round over here. So once you are done, you just check out by this box and then you go to your trim. You can either make this line a construction line or you can simply cut it. So me, I just have to cut it by myself. For you can make it a construction line. Anything that suits you is okay. So once I'm done, I'm going to extrude it to be 10 millimeter in depth. So I go to my extruded cut, then I make it 10, and then we have the hole at 10 millimeter. So now that is all for the first part of the model. First part of the model is done, but there's still another thing that needs to be done. That we have to draw another hole below the plate, which is at 250 in spacing round, that separate each of the circle. So using the method that was done for the first hole, we're going to use it to the second hole. So this time around, this is the plate below, then we make it a sketch. So the center line, center rectangle, small dimension, you have 250 by 250, 250, then we make it a construction line. So now that we are done the circle, okay, so I'm going to draw my line just as I did the first time. So I draw my circle, okay, it needs some adjustment. $12 then mirror entities, I click the circle, mirror about this section, and then you save. Then you go back to mirror entities again, and then you mirror the two circle, and then it's going to be mirror about the line below, and then our circle is formed. So go to my trim and cut it out. Now extruded cut, which is 10, and we have our first plate formed. So it is a very simple model to work with, and it has is specific dimension to follow, and is know that it's not something hard. So now that we are done with this, we can use the method to draw the other plate that is required for the model. So now for my exercise, it was giving a level of a order to draw the rest of the component. So now from our previous experience, we saw that the overall length of the perfect square is 300, right? So that is the first component, which is named configuration 1, has the entire dimension to be 300, which is given by the 300 over here, and then the distance between the two circle is 225, which is specified by the B part. That is, once we one in B part, what was there is 225, and then at the C section, the distance between the circle below the plate is 250, which is given by 215, and then the thickness of the entire plate is given to be 30 millimeter, which is the thickness from here. So we can see that the rest, everything is pretty straightforward. So we have up to like 3 configuration. So now what you're going to do now, your next model is that your entire surface, the entire perfect square of the plate should be 275, and then the distance between the two circle for the circle on top of the plate should be 175, and then the one below it is 250, and the thickness is 20. So the logic I used to build this model can be used to build the rest of the model, and then finally this particular one, this very model. So I am going to just head straight to the last model, and let's see what we can do. So I'm going to do this model right now to test on what we have done. So now I'm going to go to a new sketch. sorry for that. So now from our sketch, we saw that the A part of the model is 75, that is the overall dimension is 75. So then extruded to 20, so now we're going to dial in 20 in this section. So we go okay, sorry, before then I should have done something, that is I would have given it a fillet. So 30, because the fillet is global, so we're working with the same 30, and then extruded. So now this is it. So next is that the O in this section is not giving any value, which is 0. That is, the O will be at the center, we just have a single O, but the back has O which is spaced by 20 diameter, 20 millimeter, sorry. So I'm going to do that right now. So before then, I go to my chamfer to give the model the respective chamfer. So all the edge will be selected, and then now you can see So the outer O is going to be just one. So we're gonna dial in 12, and then it should be extrude cut to 10. It should be 10. Yeah, it should be 10. Yeah. Now the O below the plate, we're gonna have to draw the center rectangle, which should be 25 as given to us by the table. So here is 25, here is 25, this place too is 25, so we have 25 by 25. Now I'm going to draw my my construction line. So I make everything a construction line. So maybe you can just highlight everything and make them construction line without meaning to do them one after the other. So you can see a option for construction that's been given, it has been designed for me. So what I'm going to do is just to click this section. Okay, let's do it again. So now everything has now become a construction line. I don't have to do it again, so I'm just going to undo it and do it again. So what you're going to do is to highlight the whole section of it, then you just check this box and check it again, and then you see that the whole line is now a construction line. So give it a circle of 12. millimeter, and then mirror entities, now this is how it should look like. So you can see how pretty simple it is. It's a very straightforward process. We're able to draw the model from the first plate down to the last plate, because as specified by the assembly, we can see some series of changes of the plate. That is, as it goes up, the dimension and the whole of the component begin to reduce down to the last plate. So that can also be described by my plate that was used for the assembly. So now you can see now that the plate over here has a O at the center, and then beneath the O it has some series of 4 O. So that's actually the thing you need to know about this this particular assembly in SolidWorks. So now for these two examples, I believe that I must have shown you the pathway through which you can draw your model with ease. So that's actually what you need to know about it. So now this has finally answered your question, and with that I believe that you can do the rest. So after all being said, thank you for your time, thank you for listening, and see you in my next video. Bye for now.